awake or just surviving? Most people never notice the first shift inside themselves. The reality you trust is already lying to you. You've been asleep this whole time, but it's not too late. Something inside you is waking. 7 stages that could change everything you know about yourself. Stage 1 alone will blow your mind. Everything you believe gets turned upside down. The question is, are you ready to see what's inside? Because your awakening starts right now. Here is the moment when you open your eyes for the first time. I remembered when I reached this point, everything seemed different, as if I had seen behind the scenes of life. The journey begins with the first spark, a subtle nudge, a fleeting realization that life is more than routines and rules. You may feel it during a quiet moment of reflection, a sudden insight from a book, a dream, or an encounter that shakes your perspective. This spark illuminates the hidden depths of reality, letting you sense that there is more to existence than what the mind has taught you. At this stage, most people are still deeply embedded in the world of ego. The ego dominates thoughts, emotions, and decisions, often without conscious awareness. You may notice yourself reacting rather than choosing, swept by habitual patterns and conditional responses. Even your understanding of others is filtered through personal biases, past experiences, and mental construct. Life can feel like a pre-written script, and every event a scene you must endure. Yet, the spark awakens curiosity. You begin questioning old beliefs. What truly matters? Who am I beyond my rules and accomplishments? How do my thoughts and fears shape my reality? As small moments of awareness appear, noticing your breath, feeling gratitude, or realizing a recurring emotional pattern. These moments, while brief, open a window to a new perspective. Challenges at this stage are significant. Fear, resistance, and attachment to familiar identities can make the journey feel uncomfortable. The ego may attempt to dismiss the spark as insignificant or urge you to return to familiar routines. But if you nurture this spark, if you observe your thoughts and reactions without judgment, it grows into a guiding light. Each insight, each moment of self-reflection is a stepping stone toward deeper awakening. The first spark is both fragile and powerful. It marks the threshold between unconscious living and conscious exploration. By embracing curiosity and beginning to notice patterns, you lay the foundation for the path ahead. The more you engage with this spark, the more it illuminates the ego's illusions, preparing you for the deeper journey of transformation. This is the scariest part for many. For me, it was like a crash. Like old beliefs I had for years were crumbling. But this darkness made me to see the light more. Following the first spark, many seekers encounter the shadow's descent, a phase that is often unsettling yet profoundly transformative. Here, the mind exposes layers of fear, unresolved trauma, and suppressed emotion. This stage, sometimes called the dark night of the soul, is less about external experiences and more about facing the hidden recesses of your psyche. During the descent, you may feel confusion, emptiness, or even despair. As old identities crumble, you confront aspects of yourself you've ignored or denied. The ego resists this process, attempting to maintain control, but the descent forces a confrontation with the unacknowledged self. Emotional turbulence is common. Anxiety, grief, anger, and vulnerability may surge unpredictably. Yet, this darkness is fertile ground for growth. By allowing yourself to sit with discomfort, observing thoughts and emotions as transient phenomena, you begin to disentangle from habitual patterns. You recognize that your fears, insecurities, and reactive tendencies are not your true self. They are constructs maintained by the ego to protect you. During this stage, relationships and life circumstances often shift. Situations that once felt secure may now challenge your assumptions. This can be disorienting, but these changes act as a mirror, reflecting inner truths. The descent teaches resilience and self-awareness, encouraging you to confront shadows rather than avoid them. The shadow descent is a stage of purification. As each layer dissolves, a space emerges for authentic understanding, clarity, and self-compassion. The deeper you engage with your shadow, the more freedom and insight you gain. Pain transforms into wisdom, and confusion becomes clarity. This stage is essential preparation for forthcoming quest within, as it clears the ground for authentic exploration and alignment. Here is where you start to question everything. I myself would read books for hours, meditate, or even get confused sometimes. But this confusion itself is the biggest step. Emerging from shadow, the seeker enters the quest within, a stage defined by deep inquiry and exploration. Here, curiosity is no longer casual. It becomes a compass, guiding you toward truth. You begin to ask fundamental questions. Who am I? Why am I here? What is consciousness? What is the nature of reality? The quest within is both intellectual and experiential. You may explore philosophy, science, spiritual texts, meditation, and mystical practices. Each avenue offers glimpses of insight, yet none can fully capture the depths you seek. The quest is about experiential understanding, learning to feel and perceive beyond the mind's limitations. In this stage, life itself becomes a teacher. Every challenge, relationship, and coincidence is observed for its deeper meaning. Emotional awareness and reflection intensify. You notice recurring patterns in thoughts and behaviors, uncovering the roots of suffering and attachment. Meditation, journaling, and contemplation help cultivate observation without judgment. This stage often brings paradox, clarity, and confusion coexist. Insights may appear fleeting and questions multiply rather than diminish. Yet, with patience and continued practice, understanding deepens. The quest within fosters discernment, connecting your emerging awareness with life's vast interconnected pattern. By the end of this stage, the seeker begins to experience a subtle but profound shift. The self is no longer identified solely with the mind, the body, or external circumstances. Awareness expands, creating space for authenticity, intuition, and alignment with higher purpose. There comes a moment when you realize that your true self has always been here. I felt a kind of lightness here, as if I had finally put down my masks. As inquiry deepens, the rise of the true self begins. This stage is marked by integration and embodiment of prior insights. You begin to live in accordance with your authentic essence rather than societal expectations or egoic patterns. The rise manifests in clarity, confidence, and inner peace. Decisions are guided by intuition and values rather than fear and habit. Behaviors become consistent with your inner truths. Relationships shift as you naturally attract those aligned with your authenticity and dissolve attachments that no longer serve your growth. Physically, you may notice change as well. Heightened energy, sensitivity, and synchronicity. Emotionally, old wounds may surface for final processing. Each challenge is now approached with deeper understanding. Pain becomes a teacher, not a threat. This stage is liberating, yet demanding. Letting go of ingrained identities and expectations requires courage. Yet with each step, the self becomes more coherent, aligned, and integrated. The true self is not a fixed concept, but a living presence that grows as you engage with life consciously. The rise of the true self marks the beginning of mastery over internal and external worlds. Life becomes less about survival and more about expressing creativity, purpose, and alignment with the universe. This stage was like a reconnection for me. It was like a soul meeting with itself. There were moments when I truly felt peace, something I'd been searching for years. Once the true self emerges, the seeker enters the soul alignment phase. This stage involves harmonizing all aspects of life, mind, body, heart, and spirit. Your actions, decisions, and intentions align with your inner truths and universal flow. Daily experiences feel imbued with meaning. Synchronicities become more frequent and guidance seems to arise from unexpected sources. Challenges no longer derail you. Instead, they are opportunities for deepening wisdom and compassion. In this phase, relationships and lifestyle choices naturally reflect authenticity. You may find yourself drawn to paths of creativity, healing, or service, which feel effortless. They resonate with your inner calling. Soul alignment also heightens perception. You sense subtle energies, patterns, and interconnections previously unnoticed. Life feels coherent rather than chaotic. Gratitude, empathy, and presence become habitual. This stage strengthens the bridge between inner awareness and outer reality. The alignment is not perfection, it is atonement, a responsive, flexible engagement with life that honors your evolving consciousness. Here, I made the hardest decision to not control everything. For me, it was like falling into a river. Scary at first, but then I realized that the current knew where it should take me. Following alignment, the seeker encounters the path of surrender. This stage is about releasing control and trusting the intelligence of life. Ego's compulsion to control outcomes diminishes as the understanding grows that resistance often causes suffering. Surrender is not passive, it is active engagement without attachment to results. You learn to act from intuition, values, and awareness, letting life unfold naturally. This stage deepens peace, acceptance, and compassion. In surrender, challenges are no longer threats, but mirrors of growth. Emotional, mental, and even physical obstacles teach flexibility, resilience, and trust. Life feels like a dance in which you are both participant or observer. Through surrender, the seeker experiences freedom. Freedom from fear, from expectations, and from attachment to outcomes. This stage refines consciousness, preparing for final integration into embodiment and service. When I reached this stage, I realized that awakening is not just for me. I have to give a part of it to others. Maybe making this video for you right now is a part of that stage. The culmination of the journey is embodiment and service. Awakening becomes fully lived, not just conceptual. Every thought, word, and action expresses the awakened self. Authenticity, presence, and compassion radiate naturally. Service flows effortlessly. You contribute not from obligations, but from recognition of interconnectedness. Relationships, creativity, and work become expressions of consciousness in action. Embodiment integrates all previous stages. The true self, aligned soul, and surrendered heart coexist seamlessly. You act in harmony with universal principles, yet remain grounded in daily life. Challenges are opportunities, and joy is a byproduct of alignment rather than pursuit. The stage is cyclical and ongoing. Awakening is not final, it evolves as you continue to explore, integrate, and share. The journey extends beyond self, touching community, nature, and all living beings. Life becomes a living meditation, an expression of awareness in motion. Spiritual awakening is not a destination, but a living, continuous journey. Every insight, challenge, and moment of reflection brings you closer to your authentic self. Embrace each stage, honor your growth, and trust the process, knowing that every experience, even shadows and obstacles, holds a lesson. As you move forward, let your awareness guide your actions, cultivate compassion, and connect deeply with others and the world around you. Remember, awakening is not separate from life. It's life lived fully, consciously, and in harmony with your true essence.